You've probably lost weight in the past doing some sort of fad diet or a bunch of cardio, and you dropped rather quickly, but then you plateaued. Shortly thereafter, most likely, you gained the weight back. And unfortunately, a lot of that is probably body fat. So you probably experienced something called fat collateralization. It's even hard for me to say. Fat collateralization. And a new study came out on this, that if you lose more than 1% body weight per week, typically around 2 pounds, you are at risk of experiencing this phenomenon. So what happens? You lose weight too aggressively, you lose a lot of your muscle along the way, and your body is prepping itself for this rebounding effect. So when you do start bringing calories back, you're gonna put on more body fat than anything else. So our brother Seth is going to break down the study here and give you the bare bone what you should and shouldn't do.
There was a massive sweeping literature review led by Alan Aragon. He's a dietitian and a leading researcher. They dove into the research and found over 10 plus studies that were focusing mainly on collateral fattening and how we can prevent collateral fattening from taking place. They found in the literature that you want to really focus on not going past 1% of your body weight per week in weight loss. So again, if you're a 200-pound guy or female, you need to focus on not losing more than 2 pounds per week. If you're about 150 pounds, you don't want to lose more than 1.5 pounds per week to optimally maximize your potential of not getting this collateral fattening effect. Once your diet ends, nobody wants to put on a bunch of body fat after they've just put all the hard work in to lose the weight. So the goal here, guys, is really pay attention to optimizing your protein intake during your hypocaloric state, during your dieting, resistance training, and trying to focus on calories that aren't going to put you in this severe deficit that you're going to be losing majority muscle mass along the ride. Again, it's very easy to lose weight if you go in a very hypocaloric state. If you're really cutting the calories aggressively and you're not optimizing protein or resistance training, you will lose weight. That's not a success, because that long term down the road, you're going to come to realize you just put all the weight back on and all of it is going to be fat. Majority of it will be fat. So if you want to negate that and hold on to your body that you've worked hard for, everyone wants their muscles. Everyone wants to hold on to muscles. The body has a adaptive response to losing muscle mass. If it figures out that it's losing too much muscle mass too quickly, it's going to have this massive rebound effect. Essentially, it's a survival mode it goes into where the body thinks that it's in a state of starvation. So it will start to add fat back on very quickly if you've lost too much muscle mass, lean body mass, or fat-free mass, FFM in the literature. So again, guys, do your best at keeping the protein at 1 gram per pound of body weight and keeping up with your resistance training a few times per week.
So in summary, you do not want to lose more than 2% of your body weight per week. Typically, that's in the range of 1 to 2 pounds. And it also depends on your composition at the beginning. So if you're more overweight initially, we actually can do more of an aggressive caloric deficit without having to worry about this. But if you're on the leaner side, or maybe around 15% body fat and you want to get down to 10%, we definitely want to go slower relatively. We want to maintain as much of that muscle as possible by obviously doing strength training and higher protein intake per day, and we can break that down into stages as well. With a combination of this effect and pacing out the deficit correctly, you can also throw some refeeds in there to balance it with your life. You can absolutely get down to the shredded levels, and then it's much easier to maintain and have a flexibility structure afterwards, and your body's not going to be in this mode of trying to stack on body fat once we bring the calorie levels back up.